All hail a beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Today, gentlemen, I'm telling you how I fucked up my first 100 grand. So as you guys know, over here at Big Beard Business, we talk about beards, we talk about fitness, we talk about anything lifestyle related. Today, we're not talking about cologne, we're not talking about beards. This is life advice. So just like I like to get to know my subscribers, I want to give you guys the opportunity to know a little bit more about me. So before we hop into it, I want to put this disclaimer out there. I am doing this video not to brag, but more so to inform and to guide, because I often think about this subject a lot, and I want to make sure you guys don't make the same mistakes that I did. So let's go ahead and strap up in this time machine and go back about 10 years or so. Man, time flies when you're having fun. So here's the deal. I was about 20 years old when I made my first $100,000 in a year. I pissed it away. So a little backstory is most of you guys know that been following the channel for any given time know that I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, right? Living in Baltimore, my family didn't have much at all. So when I got to an environment or space in my adult life where I can make more money than my parents have ever seen together in a year, it was a little different. I mean, fuck, if we're being honest, different is like an understatement. It was unreal. Now, I know there's a lot of you, or maybe some of you who make way more than $100,000, right? But you coming from an environment where you barely graduate high school, people working at Wendy's and McDonald's are hustling on the corner, and you making $100,000 legally, and you're young. So I'm not too far removed from high school, and I'm making 6 figures a year. So to me, I was the motherfucking man. To my friend, I was the motherfucking man. To my family, I was the motherfucking man. So I know you guys heard the saying, more money, more problems. And at that time, when I was 20 years old, making 6 figures a year, I really didn't feel like I was doing nothing wrong as far as blowing money goes. I was helping friends, helping family members, and then buying a lot of stuff that I like. Buying a lot of stuff that growing up I couldn't get, and living like I always wanted to, or more or less living like the lifestyle that I felt I deserved. But I was making a lot of mistakes along the way that I didn't realize. So I'm here to tell you guys how to avoid those mistakes. So I would say one of the biggest mistakes that I made was being overly generous and being too naive. I kind of let the talk of being the man go to my head. A part of that was for me being able to provide for everyone in their times, or what I perceived as their times of need. But in hindsight, some of them were taking advantage of me, and I really didn't know it at the time. So without going too far on a tangent with it, I'll tell you to be humble, be generous, but know when someone's taking advantage of you. You got to understand when they contact you, what they're contacting you for. And if you can kind of apply that, hey, this person only contacts me when they need this, or this person only contacts me when this happens, you can kind of understand that this person might be playing you and they might be hustling. Because I didn't notice those signs early. I figured, hey man, these are my family, these are my friends. They wouldn't do that to me. And it felt good when they were lifting me up when I was doing those things. So it was no way that they were hustling me. I was wrong. Don't be me. Fuck up number 2 was blowing the fuck out your money. So here's the thing. If I knew that I was gonna make $10,000 this month, I was gonna spend $10,000 this month. I knew I had it. I had a little nest egg, and I knew that I got 10 grand coming in. I'm gonna spend that shit. I was making it rain for real. I mean, when it really boils down to it, I was living in the moment. I saw it, I liked it, I bought it. Pretty simple concept. And anyone who didn't believe that concept at the time, I was kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? Which in hindsight, that was more so a problem of childish thinking, me having new money, and not being financially responsible. But let me preface that. That doesn't mean that I wasn't paying my bills, or I was spending money and couldn't pay my bills, because I never pay my bills late. A lot of people out here will buy shoes over paying their rent. That was never me. So don't misconstrue that statement with that. But the extra money, oh boy, it's going down. Yeah, the extra money, man, fuck it. I'll make it back next month, and I would. But in those cases, what you need to do is buckle down, save some money. If you work hard for your money, I understand that. So I'm not telling you not to spend it, but what I'm telling you to do is don't blow it all. You never know what's gonna happen with the economy. You never know what's gonna happen with these corporations, especially these days, man. A lot of companies are downsizing, a lot of people losing their jobs, so you never know what can happen. So just make sure that you're not blowing through that money extra quick, because it could be bad. Fuck up number 3 was taking advice from people who knew nothing about money. So I was in a position to buy a lot of things cash money, but I didn't do that. Instead, what I did was allow people who were older than me, who I thought should know these things, talk me into doing things that made no financial sense. Example, furniture. Furniture from like places like Rent-A-Center, errands, or even rooms to go. Places where I could buy the items I needed cash money. I was told, you know, just go ahead and make payments on it. Which I end up paying 2-3 times the amount of the actual furniture because they had interest, because they have these promos, etc. I could have just go ahead and paid it off in cash and probably would have got an even better deal because I paid it off in cash. Second part of that, cars. Like I bought a Dodge Magnum RT when it first came out. It had 51 miles on it. 30 of that came from my test drive because the guy knew I was gonna buy it. So here's the deal. It would have took me at that time 2.5 months, maybe 3, to get enough money to pay it cash. But instead, I was hasty. I didn't read the fine print. Kind of got fucked, you know, and swindled into paying, overpaying. I could have bought a much nicer car for what I ended up paying for that Magnum, which if I would have paid it off in cash or read the fine print, I just like, oh, sign my name on the dotted line, here you go, bye. Thank you, give me the keys. And back then, none of this stuff seemed like a problem. I was young, I was in the moment, I was carefree, and I was living life, man. Now I know to some of you, this might seem like trivial advice that no one is ever going to need, but trust me, there are people out there making these same mistakes right now as I'm filming this video. I wanted to make sure that if you come across this video, Big Beard B looked out for you. So I hope some of these mistakes that I made were able to help some of you guys out there. Now, if there's something that I didn't touch on, I didn't really mention that you want to know, feel free to comment below, let me know. And I know a lot of you gonna say, Big Beard B, you were young, you were dumb, you were stupid. Or you may think I'm still stupid now. But I'm not in the situation anymore, and I'm pretty much good to go. So, it's your boy Big Beard B. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We back again, and save that goddamn money and hit the bell.